Climbing the slide at his St. Petersburg home, Walker is the picture of a happy, healthy 2-year-old. But his mom knows that's deceptive.
I know, because you can't see his lungs and you can't see his immune system.
But you can imagine a lot when Dawn describes the day her son was born, 14 weeks early.
They had to deliver him or my body would have died. It was fighting the pregnancy. My liver was starting to shut down. My kidneys had already begun to shut down, and I took a turn for the worse the day after he was born, and then I had to recover enough to go see him. Now, I didn't see him until he was about 4 or 5 days old. He was the size of a Barbie doll, so 12 inches, very tiny. So between his head and his torso, you could fit in one hand with his legs hanging out. He would have died guaranteed if it weren't for All Children's, because he was born at 26 weeks gestation, but his body was not matured to 26 weeks. His lungs weren't matured. His GI system was not matured. They had no idea what kind of effect this would have on his brain. There's not enough good I can say about the quality of care, because their goal is not only to take care of the child, but to take care of the family. One of the first things they told me when I went to see him was, you need to get yourself better. We'll take care of him, you take care of yourself, because he's got to have someone to go home to.
They took care of Walker through operations on his heart and his eyes, through fractures due to metabolic bone disease and liver problems. 8 surgeries, and 129 days later, Walker finally graduated from the neonatal ICU and went home.
When you look at these discharge summaries from the nursery, it's just amazing. He had 20 different problems on his discharge summary. Many of them did relate to lungs. Going home from the hospital, he required oxygen, he was on the apnea monitor, and we thought he was a good candidate for our infant chronic lung clinic.
It's a sort of postgraduate school for NICU graduates like Walker.
Along with the pediatric pulmonologist, we have speech therapy available here, as well as nutritional services. And many of the parents will try to make their appointments with us on days when they see other subspecialists. Walker and his mom have been coming here to this clinic regularly since he was a graduate from the nursery, and he's made tremendous strides. We still have respiratory problems that we are dealing with. He has a component of asthma, so whenever he catches a cold, if he develops a runny nose, he will cough and wheeze, and that's what prompted a recent admission.
10 days in the hospital battling pneumonia, but the news on this day's x-ray is good.
And that has completely cleared up.
Oh, okay.
The team's speech-language pathologist wants further tests to be sure Walker isn't choking when he swallows liquids. If he aspirates fluid into his fragile lungs, that could cause pneumonia. Meanwhile, the team's registered dietitian wants to know how Walker is progressing with solid foods.
He's not good with vegetables unless they're mushed up.
Okay.
But like oatmeal, he eats a lot of that.
Okay.
If you're breathing fast, you're expending all your calories, you need calories above and beyond what a regular term child would take in order to put on adequate weight gain. So we're looking for not only adequate weight gain, but we want the catch-up growth. We want the catch-up weight gain with the hope that by the time they enter pre-K or school, that they're comparable size to other children their age.
And already, Walker is slowly catching up.
So that's what we want to see.
So he's now in the 3rd percentile?
For the weight for age. Okay.
The beauty of taking care of babies that come out of the nursery is, despite the fact that they have 20 or more problems, over time, they get better.
And that, says Dawn, is nothing short of miraculous, thanks to All Children's Hospital.
It's definitely a place for miracles. Miracles do happen there. This is proof.